Hello everyone, my name is Nordic Beast and welcome back to my DirectX 11 shipyard with not so DirectX compatible parts. That's why a lot of these are black. And you'll see even some of the vanilla parts are black, I think because of the mods in here. Actually, I want to go look. Hey, look at that, my advanced Rosie. I forgot about you. You look so pretty. So anyway, I recorded several times tonight, but I forgot to properly set up my microphone. So real quick, I'm just going to run through a couple of things. First off, I'm on a new computer. Much better computer. I can run this game at very high settings on DirectX 11 and still get pushing 100 frames per second a lot of the time. So that was a good move. But then I started doing the NID podcast, and I dropped my headset/microphone, and they broke. So they make this annoying popping, hissing sound a lot of the time. So I can't really use that reliably anymore. Then I had trouble getting DxTari to work on here. But I finally got that to work, as you see. And I just finally got my recording, or my editing software to work. So I'm in business again. I am so sorry I did not post any sooner. Sincerely, I really want to start posting more. Don't worry, I'll get to those in a minute, I'm sorry. But just to give you an idea, some of the things I'm going to be doing in the future, my shipyard will be back. Tonight I recorded almost 40 minutes on the NID whitelist server, but because I forgot to set up my mic to record, my new mic that I'm running right now, it didn't record any of my audio. 40 freaking minutes. Oh, God, I could just punch something. I was stupid on my behalf, but luckily I found an old headset of mine with a mic that still works. I mean, it's like a $5 one. It's not worth much, but it works. The sound quality, at least in the actual the headphones, are kind of garbage. But I do have a new... See, look at that. Vanilla blocks. Oh, you know what? No, that's Uncle Steve blocks. Anyway, I do have a new mic being shipped out to me right now. My birthday wasn't all that long ago, and one of the birthday gifts I ordered was a new microphone. Stand-up microphone, so I can now play games and record with my wife or daughter here. So we might get Gmod for my wife soon. And my daughter could play horror Gmod maps with me or any other game. Same thing with my wife. My daughter's more into the horror stuff than my wife. So I should be doing that. I will be posting a lot of stuff on the whitelist server. And I will be building a shipyard soon on the whitelist server. So probably after this will be my first whitelist video. I can't believe all that recording and nothing. Oh man. So I will try to make a summed up version of it and get to it soon. I also met Salford Sal, and she asked if I wanted to join her and Anubis at some point on... They do a series where basically they do like menial work, like mining or something like that. They were on Visceral Cleanup Detail, I think was the name of the game, and they switched over to Space Engineers, and they tell stories while they do so. And I love to tell stories, and I actually love mining and scavenging and scrapping ships, so that kind of works out for me. So I may do that with them. I doubt it'll be anything permanent, but I will probably do an episode or so with them, if not more, if they would like me. Yeah. So more shipyard, more whitelist. I'm sure I will be posting a lot of the stuff I've been coming up with as well. I will be continuing work on the space race track that I've been coming up with before my switch on computers and not posting for a while. I will also be playing other games now that this computer can handle it, like maybe The Forest, perhaps, now that I can do all that stuff. So, alright, anyway, I'm going to move on for now because I'm kind of rambling. You probably recognize the Raven here. My last two videos had the Raven in it. And you can see, look at the vanilla blocks. These are just vanilla blocks. They're rocket pods. But I think it's just because of all the mods in here. Maybe there's something that slightly alters that, so just turned it black. But anyway, this is the Hound. This is a small, long-ranged exploration ship. Pretty much everything you would need for exploring in a small ship. Plenty of containers inside. It has 2 laser antennas, so you can stealthily small ships only have 5,000 meters on their regular antenna, and they think these things are like 30,000. So I put those on there just, to be able to relay and be able to keep in contact with my bases and stuff, even at long range. So yeah, I like these. This one's not on the workshop yet, but the Raven is posted. This here is the Prospector. I made this for DHR Mike for a mod he's working on. He has a modified version of this, but this is the original model. He just took out a couple of things that he didn't really need in it. So, but I like the original model and how it was, so I posted it on the workshop if you want to use it. It's a basic starting ship. It doesn't have any parts inside or anything. If you load it up, you can do that yourself. But the idea is it's supposed to be for, a respawn ship. You spawn in this little guy, it's got enough to build a base and enough to be used as a drill ship. So, this is the Serpent, I think the C1? Yeah, C1 Serpent. It's a rebuild of an old ship of mine that I really liked, but I think this one is actually better. The original had a moving rotor ramp, but I want to be able to use it online. So the original only had 5 seats. This one has 7, as you see in here, and oxygen to the pilot, which is handy. I'm sure he appreciates that. This guy here, this cute little fella, is my defense drone. Can't fly very far because of the limitations in, only 5,000 meters on the small antennas. Which I kind of wish they would add a large antenna for small ships. Something that could say maybe go up to 20,000 meters. Not as good as a large ship, obviously, but, just so drones could be a little bit more practical. Especially with exploration now. Drones are kind of useless in exploration multiplayer because you can't connect them to your damn ship because the connectors are faulty. Same thing with the landing gears. So hopefully they'll get that multiplayer code fixed soon, and then, yeah, you could take drones with you. This here's the Beowulf. I based this on a ship I saw on the workshop. The internals are very similar to the ship I had seen. Same thing with the engine layout, the outer engines anyway. I added a new cockpit. One thing I did was, these blocks you see here. It's very similar. I kind of like how I did, the first half of those Uncle Steve blocks. And I kind of reworked everything myself, added an extra engine. His was a light bomber that used 4 of the reloadable rocket launchers, and I liked that. I added the cannons, a redesigned nose, more thrusters, and it turned out to be a pretty decent fighter. And one of the best features of it is this. You can just sit there and press 2 all day, at least until they require reloading. And look at all the rockets you just pumped out, and it's all connected, all through a conveyor system. I love that. So the Beowulf's next logical step was to make it bigger and more powerful. Same armament, much beefier design, also based on all these add-on parts you see compared to that, pretty much from here back, is all based on another fighter I had seen. This one you see the rocket launchers are way out here instead of being spaced. And the big issue with both of these is actually the gun layout. The gun layout is great for maneuvering. You can still fire and maneuver without ever hitting yourself, and I mean ever. But because they're so far spaced out, if you were to say shoot it like that drone, or even the Prospector over there, your best bet is to only hit with 2 guns at a time, if that, because they're so spaced. So that is kind of an issue, and also with the rockets being way out there, they're really only useful against large ships, or large small ships, again because of the spread. So that's just something to keep in mind. Now this is the F-31. I have not come up with a name for it, so if you'd like to name it, leave a comment down in the comments below. Let me know. The reason it is so aerodynamic looking is I am excited for planets. I want them here, and I want them here now. But they're not yet, and they're taking a long time. I saw the development photos of them on the lead developer of Space Engineer's blog, and I was so excited. They're saved on my phone. Every now and again, I just happen to glance at them and just excitement. I can't wait. I have so many ideas for when planets come out. And now that they have autopilot, you could theoretically set up ships to do an autopilot orbit around a planet. And you could set up satellites doing the same thing to keep in contact with your ship. So, just a thought. But anyway, so this ship, the F-31, originally I didn't have any weapons. It's got the 2 rocket pods and the 4 Gatlings. Nor did it have the timer blocks up there, which those are set up for same thing. I like them a little bit better with the timer blocks. You conserve ammo a bit more. And that's why they kind of all look strapped on there. It's just because they literally are just strapped on at the last moment. So, but I did use like the same, or very similar engine layout to the Troll Hunter here. Which, by the way, if I didn't mention, I named the Troll Hunter, as you see here, after a movie I watched, which is fantastic. If you have Netflix, watch it. It's a great movie. So these are similar. And actually, I could redesign and be more like that. Set, well, that would make them longer, though. I don't know, I kind of like it the way it is. But yeah, I have one of these on the NID Whitelist server, and I love it. It was my main getting around ship until one at the end there. I'll show in a minute. So, but this thing, it just, this has great performance. I mean, it's kind of my vanilla Valkyrie now. I use this thing constantly. And it's just, I haven't seen anything that looks like it either, so
Warning, enemy detected.
Yeah. I've just really been enjoying it because of my originality with it, I guess. So, this is my Demon 2. Since I moved from computer to computer, instead of posting this one and uploading it, I just built it again. And because I built it so many damn times, and I took a little artistic liberty with my own ship, I suppose. On the back, redesigned the tail a bit. It's pretty much the same fighter. Oh, that's right, this one also has a script. Which you can see, it's power usage there. Which the Raven over there has the same thing, and actually this ship doesn't have a button, but it does have the inventory layout that scrolls. Which I'm going to remove this and put one on either side. So, before I get onto that, the Raven, the second one there, the Prospector, the Beowulf, and the Troll Hunter, as well as the F-31. All of those are all on the workshop, so if you want to find me on Steam, look up Nordic Beast, and you'll find me. Go ahead and look at, download those if you want. As is this, my P-51. This is an actual functional airplane in space. Hop in, you press 1, and it has a functioning propeller. As well as guns, but you can't hear the guns over the noise of the propeller. So I turned off inertial dampeners because it starts to pull and drag because of it. Come back. There we go. It's not the most powerful engine, but it functions. That's what gets me. I was messing around trying to help with a possible NID event, and I put this together while chit-chatting with everybody, and alright, I'm just gonna let you go. Bye. Have a beautiful time. Oh wow, it's like flying on its own. So yeah, that's my P-51, and that one's on the workshop as well. Let's see here. So this is my Corsair, which I showed in a previous video, I think 2 videos ago. And this is like my final version of it. And I love its layout. It's more of a scout ship. I mean, it can be used as a fighter. It does have a single rocket launcher in the nose and 2 Gatlings. And it does actually fly for quite a good time. I think its endurance is around 45 minutes, which for my ships. Wait, hold on. Let's charge that real quick. And let's take a look. Charge. Yeah, those weren't charged. There we go. Both of them. Yep. Alright. Yeah, 45 minutes. And that's with 2 large and 4 small thrusters thrusting. Which is quite a bit for a ship of its size. What? 18,000 kilograms. Still lighter than my other fighter ships. So, yeah, and the main changes to this thing since I last posted it are the little winglets you see there. And it also has a camera mounted on top. I had an idea for a video for this, which I may still do in the future, but, you know, I'll go ahead and talk about it now. Is because of the connector mounted on top. I had the idea of having this in like a launch bay with doors underneath it, and you see the doors open up and you see it drop down to a planet. And maybe when planets come out, I will do something like that. Maybe I can get a couple of people to kind of, you know, cooperate with me on that one, do a collaborative thing. So, alright, last thing is this little guy here, my single ship, which is named after a ship in, or ship style, I guess, in Larry Niven's books, which he wrote Ringworld in that series, in his Known Universe series. He writes very hard science fiction. And single ships were just a single person in a ship deep in space. And this ship is designed to be able to operate almost anywhere. Runs off a single battery, solar panels, and a single reactor, you see there. And it has oxygen, it has an ore detector, it has an antenna in the nose, which isn't on. It has a beacon for emergencies. The main thing this does not have that needs to change is it does not have a programmable block or a timer for script, which I think it's going to need. Or a camera. It needs a camera on the front, too. Any bit of advice I could ever give about playing exploration, you know, actually exploring, put a camera on your damn ships. They are needed. So yeah, these are what I've been working on lately, and like I said before, I will be posting more shipyard. Hopefully I'll have a new shipyard built. I like this one, but I would like to go with vanilla. As you see, I've been building with all vanilla blocks. I really enjoy the challenge of it, being able to come up with something that's still stylish and useful as if you had no mods, but without actually using them. And they're still not as good in performance as modded ships, like the Sage engine. I'm sorry, I think if they added the Darth Biomech cockpit, which is a good cockpit, I love it, the fighter cockpit, they should add Sage's large thruster, which is 3 times the material, 3 times the thrust, 3 times the weight. It's just 3 of those put together. And that's it. They should add it. And I think it adds a nice bit of aesthetic style to the game, too. Especially with the new DirectX 11 models coming out. Something to think about. Pardon me. So yeah, like I said, I'll be working on that, more shipyard, more NID server, and I will probably be doing a collaborative thing with DHR Mike sometime here in the near future. Either survival or building stuff, or both, or whatever. I also plan on doing more stuff with other whitelist server members. Like I said, Salford Sal offered for me to go with her on her little series. What in the hell? With Anubis. So anyway, alright, I'm going to stop dragging on. And if you guys enjoyed the series, please hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed the episode, please hit the like button, and I'll see you guys next time.